I want to reveal something shocking to you right now. Did you know less than half of Americans have a retirement plan? Do you know how much you'll need during retirement? According to Business Insider, for your portfolio to generate just $50,000 a year, you'd need to have savings of at least $1,250,000. The truth is, most people will never be able to retire on their own terms or live their dream retirement lifestyle. Why? Don't have a solid financial plan. Don't understand their full financial picture or what it all means. Don't know who to trust or what strategy to use. Don't have a proven roadmap that is designed to help reach their financial and lifestyle goals. And even worse, they may get blindsided with taxes and fees, robbing them of sufficient funds in their transition, or are even getting burned by their current broker without even knowing it. The truth is, most people have no clarity or certainty on exactly how much money they're going to need in retirement, what their tax bracket in retirement is, and how it's going to affect their cash flow, or even know with full transparency where their money's going and how much they're paying in fees. But that all stops here today. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you how to create a clear, concise, easy-to-follow retirement roadmap you can implement today to get you and your family set up for a secure and successful retirement. Now, these are my closely guarded financial trade secrets that I usually only share with my close clients. But I refuse to idly sit back and watch honest, hard-working Americans settle on cookie crumb returns, uncertainty in their financial future, pay excessively high fees and taxes, and accepting underperformance and poor communication from their so-called expert advisors. So what you're about to learn will only be online for a short time, and for good reason, as you're about to see. So keep watching while it's still available. Now, who is this presentation for? Well, if you're someone who is approaching retirement or already retired, looking for a proven plan to help secure your financial future. If you're someone who is paying too much in taxes and needs professional proactive tax planning advice to minimize your future taxes. If you're someone who is concerned about our country's spiraling large debt and wants to protect your assets from another market crash. If you're someone who has a large IRA, 401k, 403b, and wants to know what's your best strategy moving forward, and wants to explore the potential tax benefits of conversions to an IRA. If you're currently paying high fees and unclear on where your money is going. If you are uncertain about when to start claiming your Social Security benefits. If you're someone who has worked hard to accumulate your wealth and now wants your money to work hard for you. If you're a business owner, worked at a corporate job, received an inheritance, or retired living on Social Security and/or a pension. If you're not getting the returns you desire, or were promised and fed up with the lack of communication you have with your current advisor. Or you simply just want to know the true secrets behind real retirement success and how you can take advantage of it to live the life you've always dreamed of. Then you're definitely in the right place, and you're going to absolutely love what I'm about to share here today. Now, you're probably thinking, what makes this presentation different from all the other ones you've probably sat through? Well, there's nothing for sale. So put your credit card away, sit back, relax, and pay close attention. I also have a free gift for you at the end. Now, trust me, you're not going to want to miss out on this. So let's get started, shall we? Did you know that the average American is over $130,000 in total debt? And as a country, we're over $21 trillion in debt, as you can see here. Now, even worse, for those who have money invested in the markets, according to U.S. News & World Report, the estimated all-in mutual fund cost in America is around 3.52% versus the lower average reported expense ratio of 1.25%. Meaning, over a 30-year period, these fees can rob investors of almost 50% of their total returns, or over $508,000. Not to mention the taxes you have to pay on gains and withdrawals to live on. To make matters worse, The S&P 500 outperformed more than 92% of large cap funds over the last 15 years. Mid and small cap funds fared no better over the time period, with their benchmarks beating them 95.4% and 93.2% of the time, respectively. The overwhelming majority of all domestic funds were outperformed by their benchmarks over 1, 3, 5, 10, and 15-year intervals that ended December of 2016. And according to the New York Times, there were some costly surprises for mutual funds. Mutual funds are also subject to unexpected phantom tax gains, often caused by rebalancing triggers. Let that sink in for a second. You see, the traditional financial system isn't exactly set up for everyday Americans to prosper and succeed. It's engineered for the big Wall Street firms and big banks to come out ahead, and for the average person to be handcuffed in the shackles of the system. For years, many brokers have been allowed to push expensive or risky investments, even if they were cheaper alternatives, under what was known as the suitability standard. Investment recommendations needed only be roughly suitable for the client. In practice, that means if your advisor is weighing two similar investments and one pays out a greater commission, he or she can put you in that one, even if the alternative would trim your fees and increase your overall returns. And that's why the big Wall Street firms are fighting so hard not to be held accountable by the fiduciary rule, so named because it required retirement advisors to act as fiduciaries, in other words, in their client's best interest. Last year, the White House's Council of Economic Advisors found this conflicted advice cost Americans around $17 billion a year. Put another way, if you're a 45-year-old with $100,000 in retirement savings, you could lose $37,000 through these conflicts alone by the time you retire at 65, the council found. Now, that's not something most can accept nor admit, but unfortunately, it's the truth. I mean, the majority of us aren't taught this stuff at school, at our jobs, at the kitchen table growing up, or anywhere else for that matter. Because if we were, we wouldn't be having this massive retirement issue we face in our country today. But I'm here today to tell you there is a solution. I want to introduce and welcome you to the Retirement Income and Tax Planning Masterclass, where you'll discover how to create a comprehensive retirement roadmap that you truly believe will provide for you and your family, how to create a source of stable and guaranteed retirement income streams that will last throughout your retirement years, and how to protect your surviving spouse and loved ones, how to take the appropriate measures to protect your assets from another market crash and stress test your portfolio to see if you can withstand another market meltdown, how to proactively manage the tax impact during the distribution phase of your retirement, how much you are truly paying in fees, and our recommendations on how to significantly reduce them, how to protect your family from the devastating effects of a healthcare crisis. You'll also learn how you can effortlessly create a safe and secure future for you and your family by following my retirement roadmap planning process. Now, I just want you to imagine feeling relaxed and at ease knowing your investments are making you money while you enjoy the fruits of your labor. Having complete security and freedom in your finances, knowing you and your family will be secure without a single ounce of doubt or uncertainty. Being able to travel and experience all the places you've ever wanted to, but maybe just never gotten the chance. Maybe you want to explore Rome, enjoy breakfast in Greece with a beautiful view overlooking the Mediterranean Sea. Experience the white sandy beaches of Barbados, play golf at your favorite courses around the country, or simply just spend as much time with your children and grandchildren as possible. I mean, isn't that what retirement is supposed to look like anyways? Enjoying incredible life experiences with the people you love and care about without having a worry in the world. Hi, my name's Tony Gomes, and by now you're probably wondering who I am and how I can make these claims. Well, I've spent over a decade helping people consistently secure their retirement and significantly reduce the amount of taxes they pay. I graduated with an MBA from University of Texas, Austin, and received Dean's Top Academic Excellence Award and BBA from University of Massachusetts, Amherst. I have decades of executive management experience with Fortune 100 companies like IBM, Quaker Oats, and PepsiCo, Gatorade, Tropicana. I'm also a 5-star wealth manager and have been selected by both the Raymond James and Fidelity Executive Advisor Council. I'm a certified retirement financial advisor, CRFA, and IRA distribution expert who's devoted my life to helping people get their financial lives intact. I developed my proprietary retirement roadmap planning process that is designed to help generate you income in retirement and reduce the amount of fees and taxes you pay in retirement, which I will share with you here today. And I also proudly served our country for 6 years in the U.S. Army. Now, enough about me. Let's jump in and share with you the 5 pillars you need for a successful retirement plan. Here's the 30,000-foot overview, then we'll dive into the specifics. Pillar number 1. Invest the time necessary to develop an integrated retirement income plan that will ensure you don't run out of money in retirement. Pillar number 2. Establish a solid investment plan focusing on the distribution phase of your retirement, hedging against major losses that may derail your retirement lifestyle. Diversifying amongst a variety of strategies to preserve your nest egg, and use the bucket strategy to position your assets for income, safety, liquidity, and growth. Now, pillar number 3, probably the most overlooked area and where, from my experience, I've seen many retirees making costly mistakes. And make sure you take this pillar seriously in your planning. Work with professionals that specialize in providing proactive tax planning advice to integrate tax planning into your overall retirement planning process so that you are making the right moves now to minimize taxes later. Pillar number 4. Properly plan for increasing healthcare expenses and stress test for a potential healthcare crisis that may derail you and your spouse's retirement life cycle. Healthcare is becoming an even bigger part of successful retirement planning. Longer lifespans and rising prescription costs are 2 big reasons retiree healthcare costs are expected to skyrocket. Health savings accounts for people with high deductible insurance plans are becoming an important component of retirement savings plans. And things like long-term care insurance can help retirees avoid dependence on relatives, Medicaid, or dipping into their retirement account for care. The last of the 5 pillars is to get your financial affairs reviewed and make sure it is up to date in order to protect your family and loved ones. If you neglect appropriate estate planning, your estate will be distributed according to Florida's intensity law via probate, which can be very expensive and time-consuming. The intensity laws are Florida's default method for estate distribution, and it may not necessarily reflect the wishes of you or your family. Alternatively, proper estate planning allows you to set up exactly how your estate will be administered. If you are not a Florida resident yet, we can talk about the overview of the benefits of Florida residency, which include strategies and benefits of moving your assets to Florida, constitutionally protected assets in Florida, advanced trust strategies to protect assets, the 8 estate planning documents all residents should consider, the validity of out-of-state wills and trusts in Florida. In God we trust. All others must bring data, said W. Edwards Deming. So now let's dive a little deeper into planning tips for each of these 5 pillars. Let's first address the most important area, which is retirement income planning. Now, these are my 7 keys to successful retirement income planning. These serve as guidelines for my approach to retirement income planning. 1. Plan to live a long life. A retirement income plan should be based on planning to live rather than planning to die. A long life will be expensive to support, and it should be the focus. Now, some strategies that focus on building a long-term plan over accepting short-term expendices include the following: delaying the start of Social Security benefits, purchasing products that provide lifetime income guarantees, paying a bit more taxes today in order to enjoy more substantial tax reductions in the future, making home renovations and living arrangements with the idea of supporting aging in place, setting up a plan that accounts for the risk of later cognitive decline that makes it harder to manage one's finances with age, and opening a line of credit on a reverse mortgage. These strategies may not make much sense if the planning horizon is only a couple of years, but they make a great deal of sense for someone building a sustainable, long-term retirement income plan. The problem is not dying, it's living. As long as you are living, you and your spouse will need income. 2. Do not leave money on the table. The holy grail of retirement income planning is finding strategies that enhance retirement efficiency. I define efficiency such that if one strategy simultaneously allows for more lifetime spending and/or a greater legacy value for assets relative to another strategy, then it is more efficient. There can be a number of strategies that enhance efficiency over the long term, but not necessarily over the short term, with more spending and more legacy. One simple example for tax planning is taking IRA distributions or harvesting capital gains to the point that the marginal tax rate remains at the 0% tax bracket. This could help to reduce future taxes without any present cost. 3. Be conservative in your estimates. Use reasonable expectations for portfolio returns and expenses. A key lesson for long-term financial planning is that you should not expect to earn the average historical market returns for your portfolio. The average is just that. Half the time it is more and half the time less. Beyond this, we've been experiencing a period of historically low interest rates, which unfortunately provides a clear suggestion that at least bond returns are going to be lower in the future. This has important implications for those who have retired. At the very least, dismiss any retirement projection based on 8% or 12% returns, as the reality is likely much less when we account for the portfolio volatility, inflation, a desire to develop a plan that will work more than half the time and at today's low interest rates. 4. Build an integrated strategy to manage various retirement risks. No one has a crystal ball that actually works. Building a retirement income strategy is a process that requires a determination for how to best combine available retirement income tools in order to meet retirement goals and to effectively protect against the risks standing in the way of those goals. Retirement risks include longevity and an unknown planning horizon, market volatility, and macroeconomic risks, inflation, and spending shocks that can derail a budget. Each of these risks must be managed by combining different income tools with different relative strengths and weaknesses for addressing each of the risks. There is no single solution that can cover every risk, though some financial products have been marketed as such. 5. Be open-minded. Approach retirement income tools with an agnostic view. The financial services profession is generally divided between two camps: those focusing on investment solutions and those focusing on insurance solutions. Both sides have their adherents who see little role for the other side. But my research shows that the most efficient retirement strategies require an integration of both investments and insurance. It is potentially harmful to dismiss subsets of retirement income tools without a thorough investigation of their purported role. In this regard, it is wrong to describe the stock market as a casino, to lump SPIAs together with every other type of annuity, to not have a better understanding of different annuity products, and to dismiss reverse mortgages without any further consideration. Don't be paralyzed by conflicting messages out there from different brokers, insurance salesmen, and money management firms, which are usually based on their own self-interest of collecting more commissions or fees. It is important to overcome these hurdles and to rely carefully on what the math and research shows. This requires starting from a fundamentally agnostic position. 6. Start with the household balance sheet. A retirement plan involves more than just financial assets. The household balance sheet is the starting point for building a retirement income strategy. Clearly define your assets, liabilities, and protected expenses for retirement and include them in your planning. For example, paying off that mortgage, taking a couple of vacations annually for the next 10 years, buying an RV, helping grandkids with college, etc. Make sure all liabilities and potential unexpected expenses, like a new roof and new cars, are included. This level of planning allows a retiree to more easily determine whether they have sufficient assets to meet their retirement needs, or if they may be underfunded with respect to their goals. This organizational framework also serves as a foundation for deciding on an appropriate asset allocation and for seeing clearly how different retirement income tools fit into an overall plan. 7. Match your liquidity needs with future spending buckets. Make sure you plan the liquidity needs. An important implication from the household balance sheet view is that the nature of liquidity in a retirement income plan must be carefully considered. In a sense, an investment portfolio is a liquid asset, but some of its liquidity may be only an illusion. Assets must be matched to liabilities. Some or even all of the investment portfolio may be earmarked to meet future lifestyle spending goals. While a retiree could decide to use these assets for another purpose, doing so would jeopardize the ability to meet future spending. In this sense, these assets are not as liquid as they appear. True liquidity emerges when there are excess assets remaining after specifically setting aside what is needed to meet all of the household liabilities. The bottom line. Retirement income planning is a relatively new field that differs from traditional wealth accumulation phase plans. The combined impact of retirement risk is that retirees experience reduced capacity to bear financial market risk once they have retired. They also must meet spending goals by taking distributions from their asset base. This calls for more integrated strategy that take into consideration the 7 key areas we've talked about here. During your accumulation years, it's about save, save, save. Now you need a specialist in helping you protect it, spend it tax efficiently, and make it last a lifetime. The 6 Social Security mistakes you must avoid making. Now Social Security income is likely to be very important to you when you're retired, so it's worth learning enough about the program to be able to avoid some common and costly mistakes. Mistake number 1. Not knowing what Social Security income to expect. If you don't have at least a rough idea of how much income you can expect from Social Security, it will be hard to come up with a solid retirement plan. You won't know, for example, how much retirement income you'll need to generate on your own to complement Social Security and support the kind of lifestyle you want. Mistake number 2. Claiming benefits at the wrong time. Don't make the mistake of just assuming you'll start collecting Social Security at the age 65. The normal or full retirement age for Social Security used to be 65, but it's been increased for many of us. For those born in 1937 or earlier, it's 65. For those born in 1960 or later, it's 67. And for those born between 1937 and 1960, it's somewhere in between. Despite that, though, you can start receiving benefits as early as age 62 and as late as age 70. Determining when it's best for you to start receiving benefits is a big deal. Start as early as age 62, and your checks will be up to 30% smaller, but you'll receive more of them than if you started later. Delay, and the checks will increase by about 8% for every year beyond your full retirement age that you delay, until age 70. So, delaying from age 67 to 70 can leave you with checks that are about 24% heftier. Mistake number 3. Not maximizing your base benefits. Meanwhile, know that you can control the size of your checks in some other ways too. The formula used to compute your benefits is based on your earnings in the 35 years in which you earned the most money, adjusted for inflation. If you only earned income in 29 years, the formula will be incorporating 6 zeros, which will shrink your benefits. If you're planning to retire after 33 years of work, it might be worth working at least 2 more years. Mistake number 4. Working too much. You can be penalized by working too little before starting to collect Social Security, but working too much once you are collecting benefits can also be regrettable. That's because if you earn too much, your benefits can end up taxed. Mistake number 5. Assuming you won't get benefits. Another common Social Security mistake that many people make is assuming that if they have worked mostly in their home without receiving paychecks or having much or any taxable income, they're not entitled to any Social Security benefits. That's not necessarily true. Those who are married, divorced, widowed may be able to claim benefits based on their current, former, or late spouse's earnings record, generally receiving between 50% to 100% of the spouse's benefit. Divorcees will need to have been married for at least 10 years and not have remarried. Mistake number 6. Not coordinating with your spouse. Speaking of spouses, know that married couples have lots of options when it comes to collecting Social Security benefits and can employ various strategies. For example, they might start collecting the benefits of the spouse with the lower lifetime earnings record on time or early, while delaying starting to collect the benefits of the higher earning spouse. That way, the couple does not get income earlier, and when the higher earning hits 70, they can collect extra large checks. Also, should that higher earning spouse die first, the spouse with the smaller earnings history can collect those bigger benefit checks. Failing to have a coordinated Social Security strategy with a spouse can be a costly mistake. If you avoid these costly mistakes, you may be able to end up collecting a few thousand additional dollars from Social Security each year, and perhaps tens of thousands of dollars overall. Now, Social Security may be one of your primary sources of income during retirement, a rare guaranteed income source that comes with an inflation adjustment for the future. Claiming strategies can have a significant impact on the longevity of your portfolio. Take the time to do it right the first time because you may not get a second shot. It is absolutely critical to coordinate combining an optimal Social Security claiming strategy with a tax-efficient withdrawal strategy to extend the life of the portfolio. Here's a few investment planning tips. Invest with a purpose and a plan. Fees do matter. Get a comprehensive fee-cost analysis of your current portfolio to see how much you are truly paying in fees. Diversify globally and across asset classes. Invest for tax efficiency. Risk and returns are related. Stress test your investment portfolio to know how much exposure you really have before it's too late. Learn about portfolio insurance and why you may need it. Exercise patience and discipline. It's very important to analyze your portfolio at this late stage in the economic cycle and a bull market that's been one of the longest in history, now approaching 10 years. Here is the portfolio of a recent couple that came to see us to get a second opinion on their portfolio. Their portfolio had much risk as the stock market, but significantly underperformed the S&P 500 across all time periods. To make matters worse, they were paying 3 layers of fees without knowing it. You've already won the game. There's no need to take unnecessary risks or chance. How much can you afford to lose? Now, did you know taxes are exponentially more complicated in retirement? Why? Because you have all these tax issues to consider. Required minimum distributions, IRA's 50% penalty rule on RMD, extra capital gains taxes, increased Medicare premiums, alternative minimum tax triggers, potential Roth conversions, personal exemptions and phase-outs, 3.8% net investment income tax. Up to 85% of Social Security income is taxable. Bankrate quoted saying, "It is taking retirement distributions in such a way as to best minimize tax so more money is left you." Most accountants do a fine job of filing tax returns, getting the right numbers in the right boxes on the right forms. But that's not nearly enough. The real secret to long-term retirement success is to integrate proactive tax planning into your overall retirement planning process so that you are making the right moves now to minimize tax later. The first step to proactive tax planning is to understand what your tax bracket is now versus in retirement, so that you can strategically plan to reduce taxes on your retirement distributions. This will allow you to strategically plan the timing of your income distributions and withdrawals at the most favorable tax bracket during your retirement years. Managing for tax efficiency at the marginal rate is the key. It's not how much you make, it's how much you get to keep. Now, I know the topic of finance, taxes, and investing can seem scary and overwhelming, which can result in procrastination or no action being taken at all. But this could actually be detrimental to your financial future, and it could be what's holding you back from not having to worry long after you retire. You may even feel that you don't have enough time. You don't have the knowledge and expertise or confidence on doing it on your own. Well, don't let that limit you from the future you want and truly deserve. Now is the time for you to take action and take the wheel of your financial vehicle. Instead of just thinking about it, letting precious time pass you by and sweeping it all under the rug. After working with pre-retirees and retirees for over a decade, I've found that there are two key things that set the successful ones, 20%, apart from the ones that struggle, 80%. 1. Being proactive. Taking action today. 2. Following a proven plan that is designed to help reach their financial and lifestyle goals. The 20% who actually live out their dream retirement, enhance and maintain their lifestyles, and become financially independent past their working years. They don't wait and delay action. They know life is happening now, and their time here on earth is limited, and they do whatever it takes to achieve their dream. And the 80% who never truly get to live their dream retirement, they're reactive, always taking action after an event has already occurred. They plan for yesterday instead of tomorrow. As the billionaire Warren Buffett said, someone's sitting in the shade today because someone else planted a tree there a long time ago. Now, I want to give you that free gift I promised you at the beginning. It's a 100% free, no-cost retirement roadmap strategy session with me personally, where we will be working together one-on-one to walk you through my retirement roadmap planning process, where I'll help you see the full picture. We'll project your current retirement longevity using our Retirement Roadmap Analyzer and Proactive Tax Planning software tool. I'll then help you get organized so you can see everything in one place so you can monitor your financial progress. I'll also help you identify your goals. We'll define a clear destination and what your dream retirement looks like. Then, we'll put together a custom and tailored financial plan to your own unique situation to help you achieve your retirement dreams. We'll use very sophisticated software tools to map out your retirement. The first part of your roadmap is to understand your current income situation and begin to develop a solid retirement income plan for you. We then create a balance sheet by inputting all your assets and liabilities. We input all your current investments, analyze them, and show you how much market risk you currently are taking. This is the last part we need. You tell us your expenses and do not underestimate them. We can also put in any future large purchases you're thinking of making or any large inflows you may be expecting, and show you how it affects your retirement. We can even work with you to determine what an appropriate yearly vacation budget would be for you if you want. Then we get to this output stage where we see if you have the risk of running out of money. You can see this couple runs out of money with their current plan at 86 and 82. This is not uncommon, and that's where we come in. We can show you different ways to make sure you hedge and minimize the risk of running out of money. We'll also stress test your portfolio for different scenarios, including the risk of healthcare crisis, needing long-term care, and major market corrections. Do you know how much risk you are taking with your portfolio? What is your risk number? We'll analyze your current holdings and share that risk number with you, and then work with you to minimize your risk and assist you in optimizing your allocation to maximize returns at the lowest risk levels possible given your objectives. Here's what you'll get on your free retirement strategy session. My Retirement Roadmap Plan, Fee Reduction Analysis, Proactive Tax Plan Analysis, and an Investment Portfolio Analysis. That's a total value of over $2,250 for you today, completely free of charge. Sound fair enough? So go ahead and schedule your free retirement roadmap strategy session below this video right now. This strategy session may not be for everyone, but this is for you if you're serious about setting you and your family up for financial success. You want to continue to live your current lifestyle or enhance it long after you stop working. Simply fed up with paying too much in taxes and fees. You're ready to step up and start taking action in the direction of your financial goals. You want and need help from someone who has extensive knowledge and expertise on the subject of finance, taxes, and investing, and integrates it into a holistic retirement roadmap that you truly can believe in. You simply have no time or just don't know where to start. This is not a sales call or sales pitch in disguise. Our mission is to provide personalized, unbiased advice so that you can make informed decisions in pursuing your financial goals and give you professional assistance in all areas of completing your retirement roadmap. At Advanced Wealth Management, not only do we have access to me, but to a full-service team of professionals under one roof in a friendly, family office setting, making it easy to handle all of your financial affairs. Our multidisciplinary professional team, many with advanced degrees, include investment advisors, accountants, estate planning attorneys, and healthcare and insurance experts. With over 60-plus years of experience, this service would normally only be reserved for the ultra-wealthy. Having all your trusted advisors under one roof in a family office setting, walking you through A to Z your entire financial situation. We want to make this type of service available to the Americans' hardworking middle class and make a massive impact by helping people in all the most critical areas of their lives. Now, we are independent financial advisors. I left the traditional brokerage firm because I wanted to be free of their constraints and high fees. We're 100% fiduciaries, meaning we are legally bound by the law to look out for our clients' best interest and to give professional, unbiased advice at all times. And I'm supported by Charles Schwab, one of the world's strongest and most admired financial firms with fewer constraints and lower fees. I have the freedom to do what's best for my clients. Now, since we work with Schwab, we also have a customer satisfaction guarantee where, if at the end of your strategy session you decide to work with us further, if for any reason you're not completely satisfied, we'll refund your fee or commission and work with you to make things right. You won't find that kind of promise everywhere, but you will find it here. Now, time is a factor, as I hope you can understand. We can only offer this for free for a limited time due to the intense one-on-one time needed for us to give you our full, undivided attention and provide you the results. So, if you're interested and you want to work with me and my team of professionals to help you put together a strategy to generate you income in retirement, reduce your taxes and fees, and create a custom, comprehensive retirement roadmap specific to your needs, click the big orange button below this video and apply for your free retirement strategy session right now. Here's a quick recap of what you'll get. Roadmap Retirement Plan, Free Reduction Analysis, Proactive Tax Plan Analysis, and an Investment Portfolio Analysis. $2,250 value. Again, there is no cost or obligation by applying for your free retirement strategy session. You really have nothing to lose except continuing to not know. Now, we're here to help you and guide you every step along the way. Now, I just want to read you this quote. The difference between George Mallory and Sir Edmund Hillary is one smart enough to hire a Sherpa. The other tried to do on his own because he thought he could. Do you really want to navigate these areas on your own? Apply for your free retirement strategy session below this video right now. And I just want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And I look forward to speaking with you on your Breakthrough Retirement Strategy session.